Okay, this is each basic land. I'll tell you what basic lands do in a moment, and what mana they produce. In Magic the Gathering, mana is pretty much what we use to use all of our resources, and without any mana, spells cannot be played. Okay, so let's go through all 5 basic lands. First one is a swamp. Swamp, if you use it, which I'll explain how to later, adds black to your mana pool. Black mana stays in your mana pool during each phase and empties between each phase. I'll explain phases later. Next is islands. Islands produce blue mana, and we'll have the teardrop like that. Alright, next. Plains. Plains produce white mana, as you can obviously see. Mountains produce red mana. And forests produce green mana. So they're the basic lands. Next. The way to use mana, so let's just get an example. We'll just need to use an island in a swamp. The way to use mana is to do a thing in Magic the Gathering that is pretty much one of the key things that happens all the time in the game, right? Nothing can stop it, right? It's called tapping. So tapping is pretty much turning on its side, like that, like so. When you tap a basic land, it will add its color to your mana pool. So, say I tap a swamp, and I add black to my mana pool, so that's how it works. If a land is tapped, you can't use that land until the next turn, unless a card untaps it or it adds mana to your mana pool if you control a swamp, etc. Alright? Mana untaps, lands untap on your next turn, on your next turn, and can just be used from fresh like that again. Lands can only be played once a turn, on your turn only, and cannot be countered by a card or anything like that. Okay. Lands can also only be played on your main phases, which I'll go more into on the phase things later. So, yep, that's our guide on basic lands. See you next time.